Alright, well, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a great day. Welcome to MTG Star. Now, before I start this video off, I'm going to take a quick sip of this fruit punch here. Coming straight from the Szechuan dipping sauce. Shot glass. Now, get the hell out of here. Man, no product placement here. Not even from you, Rick and Morty. Get out of here. This is about Magic the Gathering. Man, I don't know what's going on with this, guys. This product placement, it's just trying to slip its way into my videos, and I'm not gonna have it. All right. Now in this video today, I have these two stacks of cards. These are from two different decks that I have built with the Unstable set. Now these are my favorite cards that I chose to pick to show and explain to you guys, and I kind of want to give my overall review of the Unstable set. Now, this is my contraption deck. This is my contraption deck here. It's very effective. It's about a total of 10 cards. No, these are the great cards from my contraption deck that I absolutely love. I'm having a ton of fun with. Now, move you. We're going to start it off with Steam Flogger Boss. Okay, this guy's pretty freaking awesome, okay? He's 1 red, 3 of any color. He's a Goblin Rigger. Other Riggers you control get +1, +0, and have haste. If a Rigger you control would assemble a contraption, it assembles 2 contraptions instead. Now, of course, I have a bunch of Goblin Riggers in this deck as well, so he goes perfectly with those. Now, next up, boom, we got Steam Floggery. It is 2 red, 4 of any color. You roll a 6-sided die, assemble a number of contraptions equal to the result. Now, I'll be showing some of my favorite contraptions that are in my contraption deck that I'm using. But another great contraption card, bringing out 2 of them suckers. Crazy. Boom. Now this is where that card, Steam Flogger Boss, and stuff like that really comes in, because then you have work a double. 2 red, 2 of any color. Assemble 2 contraptions. Just boom, assemble 2 contraptions right there. Man, I was using this deck against a friend of mine the other day. It's crazy. I had so many contraptions set up, man. I couldn't even keep up with what was going on. There was too much going on. Now we have the Adorable Kitten. Very simple 1-for-1, but you roll a 6-sided die and you gain life equal to the result. Now, which is really nice because if you have one of those cards, those I just call them merge cards. That says at the beginning of your upkeep, which I ended up using a card very similar like that, and I would attach it to Adorable Kitten here. So then at the beginning of my upkeep, I'm rolling a 6-sided die and I gain life equal to result. So I'm gaining life every turn. It's such a sick combo. Next, we have Box of Free Range Goblins. It's 2 red, 4 of any color. It's a sorcery. You roll a 6-sided die. Create a number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to the result. Now we have Crafty Octopus. Now, very simple card. I'll either play it on its own or I'll attach it with something like the Half Shark Half. But Crafty Octopus says when this creature enters the battlefield, this creature assembles a contraption. Now, boom, we're going to move on to the Half Shark Half. Now, that's why I like to combo this card with the Crafty Octopus, because then it says at the beginning of your upkeep, this creature assembles a contraption. Now, for the people who don't understand how these work, it comes together just like that. And then you just merge the text. So it says, at the beginning of your upkeep, boom, this creature assembles a contraption. So that's really nice. Every turn I can create a contraption. Oh, I'm sorry. And he also gives them a +3/+3 boost to their power and toughness. Now, I just grabbed a couple funny cards that I thought were pretty interesting, like Gimme 5. Now, it's 1 white. It says, you gain 1 life for each person who high-fives you in the next 30 seconds. Each player in a silver border game who high-fives you also gains a life. Very cool. And I love the artwork on that. That's hilarious. Focus. Very cool. And next, we have Rules Lawyer. Now, this is going to take me a minute to read this, but this card is ridiculous. It is 2 white, 3 of any color. Now, I'm going to read this off. State-based actions don't apply to you or other permanents you control. You don't lose the game due to having 0 or less life, or drawing from an empty library. Your creatures aren't destroyed due to damage or death touch and aren't put into a graveyard due to having 0 or less toughness. Your planeswalkers aren't put into a graveyard if they have 0 loyalty. You don't put a legendary permanent into a graveyard if you control 2 with the same name. Counters aren't removed from your permanents due to game rules. Permanents you control attached or combined illegally remain on the battlefield. For complete rules and regulations, see Rule 704. That card is just ridiculous. It's just basically a game ender, man, because they can't touch you, man. They can't do nothing to you. They got nothing for you. Awesome. Now, since I just did the contraptions, I'll go through my contraptions now. Now, the ones I am running currently in this deck are Top Secret Tunnel. When you create Top Secret Tunnel, target creature can't be blocked this turn. We got Thuds for Duds. Whenever you crank Thuds for Duds, roll 2 6-sided dice. Thud for Duds deals damage to target creature equal to the difference between those results. We got Widget Contraption. Whenever you crank Widget Contraption, it assembles a contraption. Very cool. Just boosting more of those contraptions like my deck doesn't already do it enough. Deadly Poison Sampler. Whenever you crank Deadly Poison Sampler, until the end of the turn, target creature gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player. Destroy target creature that player controls. This card has done some work for me. We got Gnome Ball Machine. Whenever you create Gnome Ball Machine, create 2 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens. Freaking amazing. We got Inflation Station. Whenever you crank Inflation Station, target creature gets +3/+3 until the end of the turn. Just boosting those creatures, making them bigger. And I kind of need these types of cards too, because a lot of my creatures have really good abilities, but they're not very big. So cards like Inflation Station really help me out. We got Duplication Device. Whenever you crank Duplication Device until the end of the turn, target creature becomes a copy of any creature on the battlefield except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. Boom. Quick Stick Lick Trick. Sometimes I have trouble saying that. Whenever you crank Quick Stick Lick Trick, target creature gets +1/+1 and gains lifelink to the end of the turn. We got Sap Sucker. Whenever you crank Sap Sucker, add a green mana to your mana pool until the end of the turn. This mana doesn't empty from your mana pool as steps and phases end. Now this card's kind of pointless to me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even running green mana. I'm kind of just using it for the secondary mana to cast cards. Applied Aeronautics. Whenever you crank Applied Aeronautics until the end of the turn, target creature gets +1/+0, gains flying, and becomes an artifact in addition to its other types. Flying. Freaking amazing ability. Division Table. Whenever you crank Division Table, target player loses 2 life. I think this is just a nice addition contraption, you know? Just to knock off 2 life real quick and easy. I mean, really nothing better than that. We got Boom Flinger. I like this one because it's just like Thuds for Duds. Whenever you crank Boom Flinger, roll 2 6-sided die. Boom Flinger deals damage to equal to the difference between those results. I think that's nice because sometimes I'll put this and Thud for Duds on the same crank. So like, sorry, on the same sprocket. My bad. Sorry, sprocket. So then I crank them both at the same time, and it's just a huge hit towards the player. Got Gift Horse. Whenever you crank Gift Horse, rolls 2 6-sided die, create a number 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to the difference between those results. Ridiculous, man. It's nuts. It's bananas. Bananas. Goblin Slingshot. Whenever you crank Goblin Slingshot, creatures you control gain +2/+0 and gain trample to the end of the turn. Then we got Genetic Recombinator. I like this card a ton, especially for my smaller creatures. Whenever you crank Genetic Recombinator, up to 2 target creatures get +2/+2 till the end of the turn. Very cool. Those are the contraptions I have chosen for my contraption deck. It's worked out pretty darn well for me as of right now. Now, next is, I don't really know how to label this deck, to be perfectly honest. This is the first one I built out of the cards. I guess it's just kind of like my beatdown deck. It's my non-contraption deck, because I don't use any contraptions with these. But to start it off, we got Baron von Count. Mythic, legendary creature. 1 red, 1 black, 1 of any color. Now, this card I actually have quite a bit of difficulty really using to its full potential. I think I'm just not comboing the right cards with it, or just the cards just aren't there. But Baron von Count enters the battlefield with the Doom counter on 5. Whenever you cast a spell with the indicated numerals in its mana cost, text box, power, or toughness, move the Doom counter 1 numeral to the left. When the counter moves from 1, destroy target player and put that Doom counter on 5. It's one of those cards that has potential to be great, but it's just getting the right cards to make it work. Next, we have Spike Tournament Grinder. This card is so cool. Legendary creature. It's 2 life or 2 black and 2 of any color. You can pay 4 life or you can use 4 black mana. Choose a card you own from outside the game that has been banned or restricted in a constructed format, reveal that card, and put it into your hand. This card is so much fun. I get to reach into my other decks with a bunch of banned and restricted cards and be able to pull them out and actually be able to use them. And I think that's such a cool thing. Next, we got the big idea. It's 2 red, 4 of any color. Now, he's a 4/4. You can pay 2 red or 2 black or 1 black, 1 black, 1 red, and 2 of any color, and tap it, roll a 6-sided die, create a number of 1/1 red Brainiac creatures tokens equal to the result. Tap 3 untapped Brainiacs you control. The next time you would roll a 6-sided die, instead roll 2 and use the total of those results. That's insane. You can so you potentially can create a ton of tokens off this card. That's absolutely awesome. You got Hammer Helper. I like to use this card in cases where I'm not able to get creatures out a ton, and I'm kind of having difficulty bringing things out. So I gain control of a target creature until the end of the turn, untap that creature, roll a 6-sided die until the end of the turn, it gains haste, and gets +X/+0 where X is the result. And something I really noticed through it, and even through this video, is that there's a ton of rolling dice in this game. It's kind of crazy. Now we have it that gets left hanging. Pretty costly, but I think it's quite a bit fun. When it that gets left-handed enters the battlefield, ask a person outside the game to high-five you. If he or she won't, it that gets left hanging gains haste until the end of the turn. And I think that's such a cool and funny ability. If they don't high-five you, that he gains haste. I think that's so cool. Hazmat Suit used. Now, I've used this card actually quite a bit already, and I think it's so fun to mess with. It's 1 black, 3 of any color. You enchant your creature, and the enchanted creature gets +2/+1, and it has Menace. Whenever a player's skin or fingernail touches enchanted creature, that player loses 2 life. I was literally using, like, a Nike glove to, like, tap this creature. I would, like, use my other cards to turn and tap the card. It was ridiculous. Next, we have Hoisted Hireling. Now, I think this is a ton of fun and just hilarious. Now, he's 1 black, 2 of any color. Hoisted Hireling has flying as long as it's being held above the battlefield. I would sit here and I'd video chat with a friend playing cards, and it's funny because I'm sitting here like this. Okay, I'll swing at you with Hoisted Hireling, and I'm sitting here like, you can't see it right now, but I'm holding it up in the air, so it has flying now. And it's just ridiculous, and I think it's such a cool ability to give it flying just by holding it up. I think that's hilarious. Next we had the multi-headed, but I'll actually start off with the big boa constrictor here first. Now, it's a 1/2, 1 black, 3 of any color. When it enters the battlefield, you roll a 6-sided die. Target opponent loses life equal to the result. Now, I combo that with the multi-headed. So the multi-headed constrictor. Now it says at the beginning of each end step, roll a 6-sided die. If you roll a die this turn, opponent loses life equal to the result. So at the beginning of each end step, you're rolling a die and they're losing life at each end step. Plus, with the +4/+4 boost, making it a 5/6, which I think is just absolutely incredible and is just a great combo. Now, second to last here, we got Brainiac. I think this is a nice early game play. I love the fact that it's kind of like a luck-based thing, because at the beginning of your upkeep, roll a 6-sided die, Brainiac gets +X/+0 until the end of the turn, where X is the result. And I love that chance just to sit there getting like a 6/3 or a 5/3. And that's pretty darn good for 3 mana. And I just love that it's really luck-based, and it's just a ton of fun, and I'll have like 3 of these out on the board, and I just have a killer time using it. Now, last thing I just wanted to show you guys was the foil land for the people who didn't see the video. Now, the funny thing about this land is it's tough to tell, but there's actually a factory scratch across this. Yep, you can kind of see it right there, right here. There's a factory scratch that runs completely. Look, you can see it right there too. Cuts completely across the card. It's like, oh yeah, this thing was worth like $45. Now it's worth like $5. Ridiculous. The one foil land I get, and it's got a giant factory scratch right across from it. Right across it. But, okay, so guys, my overall opinion of Unstable, I think it's absolutely amazing. Like, I give this thing a complete 10 out of 10. There's so much variety. There's so many cool cards. So many funny cards to use. I have an absolute ton of fun every single game I play. The overall design, I love the silver border on these cards. I think it's really cool because it differentiates itself from a traditional Magic game or Magic card. And I don't need to tell you guys this because I'm pretty sure everybody else can agree with me, is that I absolutely love the full art lands. I think these are absolutely amazing. I would have loved a full art foil swamp. That would have been awesome. But I absolutely love the style of lands that they chose to go with. But yeah, guys, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and, of course, a thumbs down if you didn't. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also, make sure to check out my Twitter at MTGStarfall for updates on videos. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.